You've reached the edge of the map. Behind you lies the wasteland of shoulds and supposed tos. Ahead, a precipice shrouded in fog. This is where the rebellion begins, not with a step, but with a surrender. The world taught you to wage war on your depression, to medicate it, therapize it, shame it into silence. But what if freedom lies not in victory, but in desertion? What if the only way to break the system is to stop fighting on its terms? The first heresy: stop trying to heal. Healing implies a return to wholeness. But what if you were never whole to begin with? The ancient Greeks spoke of catharsis, not a cure, but a purification through confrontation. Nietzsche called it amor fati, the love of fate. Imagine staring your depression in the eye and saying, "Show me what you came to teach." This is not acceptance of suffering, but a radical alliance with it. Rebellion. Step 1. Stop pathologizing your pain. Your depression is not a problem to solve, but a signal to decipher. The moment you stop resisting it, you disarm the cycle of guilt and shame that fuels its power. The second heresy: reclaim your shadow. Carl Jung warned that the gold is in the dark. Your depression hoards stolen treasure, rage you've swallowed, creativity you've buried, truths you've gaslit yourself into denying. In 1925, Jung embarked on his own descent, a self-induced psychosis he called confrontation with the unconscious. For years, he documented visions, drew mandalas, and dialogued with inner voices. Modern psychiatry would call this a breakdown. Jung called it the foundation of his life's work. Rebellion. Step 2. Begin a shadow ledger. Each time you feel the void's pull, ask, what ancient part of me is clawing to the surface? Write the answer without censorship. Burn the pages if you must, but let the fire illuminate what you've hidden. The third heresy: betray your programming. You were engineered for a machine that no longer exists. The 9-to-5 grind? A relic of factory clocks. The nuclear family? A post-war economic strategy. Self-care? A $450 billion industry selling you band-aids for bullet wounds. In 19th century Europe, the Romantics rebelled against industrial age reductionism by worshipping storms, writing opium-fueled poetry, and dying young of tuberculosis. Their message: you are not a cog. Rebellion. Step 3. Commit one act of sacred incompetence. Miss a deadline to watch clouds. Ignore a text to touch grass. Fail spectacularly at something meaningless. Each act of irresponsibility is a brick torn from the prison walls. The fourth heresy: cultivate holy rage. Your depression is frozen fury, anger turned inward because society criminalizes its expression. But fire melts ice. When psychiatrist Viktor Frankl was imprisoned in Auschwitz, he discovered a chilling truth. The Nazis could take everything except his ability to choose his response. He began mentally rewriting camp sermons he'd give post-war. His rage became fuel. Rebellion. Step 4. Channel your apathy into artillery. That numbness? It's damned passion. Write a letter to everything that ever broke you. Corporate greed, childhood wounds, the lies you've tolerated. Don't send it. Burn it. Watch the smoke carry your fury to the gods. The fifth heresy: build a soul-centered life. Modernity measures lives in milestones, promotions, marriages, home equity. The soul measures in moments: sunlight through leaves, a stranger's laugh, the electric thrill of creating something only you understand. Japanese author Yukio Mishima lived this rebellion. He built a bodybuilder's physique while writing delicate novels, performed samurai rituals in Tokyo penthouses, and died by seppuku after hijacking a military base. His life screamed, "I will not be categorized." Rebellion. Step 5. Create a soul resume. List every experience that made you feel truly alive, no matter how irrational, embarrassing, or impractical. Then, design a life that multiplies these moments. Quit the book club. Start the weird art project. Love recklessly. The 6th heresy. Rewild your mind. Your depression flourishes in mental monoculture, the same thoughts looping like top 40 hits. Ancient humans practiced spiritual ecology, diverse rituals, seasonal cycles, stories passed through generations. In the 1960s, psychologist James Hillman revived this with archetypal psychology, arguing that mental health requires mythic imagination. Depressed? You're not ill. You're a hero in the underworld, a shaman mid-initiation. Rebellion. Step 6. Prescribe yourself paradoxes. Read Kafka at dawn. Walk backward through your neighborhood. Sleep under the stars, and let the constellations reprogram your dreams. Confuse your brain into revelation. The final heresy. Start a contagion. Your liberation terrifies the status quo. Authenticity is viral. It spreads through eye contact, vulnerable art, and unapologetic rest. When artist Frida Kahlo began painting her pain, surgeries, miscarriages, heartbreaks, she turned private agony into public revolution. Her work whispers, "Your wounds are not shameful. They're sacred text." Rebellion. Step 7. Commit spiritual treason. Share your shadow ledger. Admit you're lost. Ask forbidden questions at dinner parties. Your raw edges will cut others' chains. The dawn of disobedience. This is not recovery. This is resurrection. Every time you choose soul over system, you summon a lineage of rebels. Socrates drinking hemlock, Emily Dickinson writing in secrecy, David Bowie dissolving genres. You're not escaping depression, you're alchemizing it into fuel for a life beyond imagination. But the final frontier isn't action, it's perception. In the last section, you'll discover the ultimate truth about your pain, an insight so devastatingly simple, it will make the last 4,000 words feel like prelude.